I'm here at the UK Tetris final, and no, it's the Rubik's Cube competition. I'm at the 2016 UK Rubik's Cube Nationals, just in here. I got it scrambled? Okay. Now, for the vast majority of humans, the fact that I can take a Rubik's Cube and solve it at all is impressive, but in this room that is bordering on embarrassing, because the people here have realized that actually solving a Rubik's Cube is not that difficult. With a bit of practice you can get very, very good at it. In fact, I would say pretty much any human, if you're prepared to put aside a bit of time to learn and memorize all the various algorithms and twists required, you could solve it routinely in under 15 minutes. With a bit of practice you can get faster and faster. So there's this strange position where most people think what I'm doing is wizardry. Some people think what I'm doing is embarrassing, because the people in this room have mastered it to the point where they can solve a Rubik's Cube in fractions, how'd they get over there? Fractions of a minute. In fact, if you can't do it in under 10, well, actually, if you can't do it under 30 seconds, you shouldn't be here. If you can't do it under 10, you're not going to make it into the final. Whereas it's taken me, what, ta-da, about a minute. The Rubik's Cube was invented in 1974 by, unsurprisingly, Mr. Rubik, and in 1980 it achieved worldwide fame. Indeed, it is a symbol of the 1980s. Behind me, though, in the modern resurgence of this cube, none of these performers are using actual on-brand Rubik's Cubes. They're all using things like this, which are modern variations designed for speed, so-called speed cubes, whereas the old Rubik's Cube has quite a kind of chunky, and I know how ridiculous this is going to sound, it is just a toy, whereas this is a piece of performance sport equipment. So it's designed to spin incredibly quickly. You can buy lubricant for it, which for some reason is not called cubricant. And when you're turning one way, you can actually start to rotate the next direction before you finish that spin. Whereas if you try this on a traditional Rubik's Cube, it will just lock up. So these are designed for speed. The fewest moves competition has all the excitement of sitting an exam. These poor people have 1 hour with this piece of paper, and on it they've all got the same scrambled picture of a Rubik's Cube. So if you take a solved Rubik's Cube and you do that list of twists to it, you will end up with this specific scramble. They've then got to work out and write down the fewest number of moves to take this scrambled cube back into a solved cube. I'm joined here with Callum, who just won the multi-blind, so most Rubik's Cubes solved at once. So how long do you have to memorize them and then solve them?
The total combined time that we have is either 10 minutes per cube, or once you get to 6 cubes, it's an hour for the lot. So,
right, and you've got more than 6 cubes here, so you got an hour.
Yeah.
And how many did you do?
I got 15 cubes, I solved 14 of them. So that's...
Nice. And so you're scored a point for every cube that you solve, subtract a point for every cube you don't solve.
Yeah, so in this instance I solved 14, take away the 1, so I got 13 points.
Yeah, can you tell us what happened to this one?
I think it was just an execution error.
Right.
So the memorization was there.
Yep. And you just mistwisted or skipped a bit or something?
Pretty sure I know what I did.
Right, okay, because your face when you realised this afterwards was priceless. That you, because I guess you thought you had it because you'd memorised it properly, and then... So a lot of people are going to wonder, how on earth can you memorise this much information?
Well, there are methods to help memorization.
Yep.
Instead of just like looking at the colors, we look at the pieces. Now, instead of like the 54 different positions on the cube,
yep,
we can focus on 20 pieces. Now,
okay.
Each position that piece can go in is one of 24, so I assign it a letter between A and X. And then what most people do, including myself sometimes, is we pair those letters up. So
Yep.
say if I got A and X, that could be an axe.
Right.
And then the next two would be B, G, a bag. So an axe for a bag.
Oh, nice. So you just got to memorize all those combinations, which there aren't too many, and then remember that like in a story or lay them out.
Yeah, that's essentially what happens.
And so, what's the current world record for this?
The current world record is 41.
41.
Out of 41, so it was a 100% success rate.
That's insane. And what's your personal best?
My personal best is 13 of 13, so it's the same amount of points, but I did it faster.
Oh, so you equalised the points because you did 14 correct minus this one, 13, and you did it in 52 minutes and 19 seconds.
Yeah.
Excellent. Callum, absolutely amazing. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Day 2 of the UK Championships, and it's time for me to actually get involved. I have entered the 2x2 competition. I want to average under 30, that's my goal.
Yeah. I'm sure you can do it.
That's not, yeah.
How are you going to do?
Terrible, terrible. I messed it up.
Go
That's all right, that's a new personal best.
of your previous time.
Thank you. It'll never be that good again. Not doing well. So on the first one I made a mistake. Managed to fix it, got just over 30 seconds. Second one I got lucky. Like seriously, it's not gonna happen again. So I got like a 17-second something. And then the last one, not only did I make a mistake, but when I put it down, I hadn't finished solving it. And so the top surface was more than 45 degrees away from where it should be. And so I got a 2-second penalty. Thank you very much. Okay, that went adequate to all right. I made a few mistakes. I think I recovered from the vast majority of them. I got one 2-second penalty, which as a percentage is not a big penalty on my actual time. I really wanted to get under 30 seconds. I may have averaged under 30. I got a new, my personal best is now 17 point something. I think I made under 30 on average. But the important thing is I didn't completely embarrass myself on a semi-public stage. Okay, I'm joined by Elizabeth, and you were in the 2x2 competition with me, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay, and what times did you get?
I got a 8.82.
6.82,
I got a 4.5.
4.5 seconds, yep. What was your average? Do you remember the average?
Around 8 or 7.
About 8 or 7 seconds. Okay, do you know what I got? Well, I got an average of 29 and a bit seconds. You're laughing in a patronizing way. I had a personal best of 17 and a bit seconds, which is not great.
I think you should learn Ortega method.
Ah, right. Because I'm doing a layer method.
I would do layer by layer.
You're doing layer by layer. What color did you do first?
I normally do white.
Oh, okay, you do. And you're done.
I think a layer by layer is like easy.
Yes. For some people, Elizabeth, it's easy. For some of us, it's a lot of work. Excellent. Anyway, Elizabeth, it's been very nice to meet you. And I wish you the best with the rest of the competition. And I hope you enjoy it. Take care. The 2x2 results are out on the screen, and I've got a local version on my phone. And for narrative purposes, I have to find out if I made it or not. Spoiler alert, I have not, but let's check. So someone called Fabio1, good on him. He got a best time of 1.58 seconds and an average of 2.74. I didn't quite achieve that, so we'll just scroll down to me. So the first, oh my goodness, a lot of people first 60 people got through. I'm not in them. We'll keep scrolling. Okay, the first 100 people. 100 people in, the 100th person had an average time of under 10 seconds. And I am at the bottom. Okay, so I got an average time of 29.16, which I'm personally quite proud of, even though it's an order of magnitude greater than everyone else, and my personal best was 17.36. To be honest, I got lucky, but I'm quite happy with that. So the person, okay, there are 3 people under me. 2 of them didn't finish, but they had personal bests of both under 7 seconds, and one person had a personal best of 14 seconds, but then their average is more than mine, it's 59 seconds. Their cube must have broken. So I beat the 2 people who didn't finish and the 1 person whose cube fell apart, and I came 125th because I like cube numbers. So the narrative continues. So it turns out this is a thing. In part 2, I advanced to the 3x3 Rubik's Cube competition, and I'm joined by Katie Steckles. Will she do better than me? Who knows? Watch part 2 to find out.